not that anybody was looking for anything exciting, but it's a flat start with a negative bias, and we are gradually now gliding below 22,800. You go below 2200 even on an intraday basis, the selling is only going to intensify. This whole talk of 22,800 becoming a double bottom, triple bottom, I think looks like today at the open itself will get dismissed. You go below that, then the panic sets in the market, then the margin calls will set in. So the technical setup in the market, at least that hope trade, the technical hope trades gets dismissed. So it's a weak start. We can all blame it on what is happening in the US, what communication from the US President Donald Trump. Pharma, the breath is just dented, man, just dented. Pharma, autos. Pharma index is down 3% now. That is a sizable cut for any index. Dr. Reddy, Sun Pharma, Cipla. Dr. Reddy, Sun Pharma, Cipla, Aurobindo Pharma. What do they have in common? Well, they have 30% plus exports coming from US, even DVs for that matter. Then I could throw in some companies which essentially could be impacted because of tariffs. And I think the tariffs in autos would only be to prevent Chinese from going there, because Elon Musk knows that BYD is the biggest competition for Tesla there. So Chinese companies would be attracting more tariffs and European supply chains. In that, JLR gets 80% of its business. Tata Motors gets 80% of its business from JLR. Within that, 30% is largely coming from US. So that in a sense could be under check. Tata Motors has not reacted. I don't know why. And then let's look at some of the solar companies or some of the power companies, because that's where the tariff play I think would be very large. Savari and then Premier and Acme and all that space in a sense could see some price action which could be again disruptive in nature.
All right, from the broader market space, let's have some of the other counters, but definitely all eyes today on pharma, as there's been no significant recovery from the day's low for all these counters. From the word go, the health is seen to be deteriorating, because Aurobindo Pharma down 7%. Now Zydus Life has cracked 5% and Lupin 2 down about 5% in trade right now. Even stocks like Loris Lab and DVs are also reacting to the news flow around. Other than that, what's holding up? Just a handful of stocks within the F&O space. We have stocks like ITC, that is almost a 1% up, BSC as well as NTPC, even stocks like Bank of India that are holding up to the shade of green right now. Some of these metal counters are doing decently well. Stocks like Nalco and Tata Steel, they are inching up from the open itself. It's almost a 0.5% to 1% gain for both of these counters. The breadth of the market is not looking that great if we see the advanced decline ratio for now, but it seems to be improving tick by tick. Let's see how that holds up. But other than that, Gillette India is another stock that is almost up around 4%. Some of these lubricating companies, stocks like Gulf Oil is up around 4%. And even some of these auto ancillary names like Jamna Auto as well as Samvardhana Motherson, they are also reacting to the news flow maybe around Tesla. So that's the construct of the market, but let's see whether or not that 22,800 is defended even today. But Kunal, what's been your takeaway from the opening, and how do you see the markets bouncing back yet again?
It's an okay start for the index, much in line with what we discussed in the morning, 22,800 being the important critical support for the index. So we need to see that throughout the day, especially in the first hour, whether the index managed to protect this support level or not. In terms of opening trade, Wipro is something which is looking attractive, especially with the formation of a bullish engulfing pattern yesterday.
All right. Within the IT space, Wipro is the first trade coming in from Kunal. Let's see how the IT reacts. But for now, some of these major IT names like TechM as well as TCS are down. But Naresh, which stock are you eyeing at?
So a defensive NTPC, which is holding on to the 300 mark, looks like a bounce back case towards 330. So buy on dips from current levels.
NTPC is the first rate target coming in from Naresh as well. But moving on,